Yo guys, what's going on? It's Rose here, bringing you guys a brand new video here for the SPDA. I am super excited for this team and for this league. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing like a proper draft analysis. I recorded one, and then my computer crashed and my mic didn't record, and it was like a whole... If you know me, you know I have computer issues, so this shouldn't surprise you that this kind of thing happened. But it's okay. We are here. We are ready for SPDA, and without further ado, before we get into the week 1 game and team builder, we're going to go over our team real fast that we drafted. Our team with the 5th overall pick is what we ended up getting. Because of how this league structures the draft process is you essentially get randomized via a marble game. Marble, not Marvel. You get randomized into an order to pick your draft position. So, like, you may have gotten the first selection, quote unquote, but you may not necessarily end up with the first pick because maybe you want to have like the 2nd or 3rd pick, like the 16th pick, or whatever the decision is for you there. If that makes any sense. So I ended up getting the 8th selection in that selection order, and I chose the 5th pick. So with the 5th pick, I chose Terapagos. It's a mon I've used before. I used it at like the beginning of its tenure in Gen 9. I used it like right at the start of when it came out, obviously in UNPL Season 4, and then again right after in a league I can't remember the name of right now. But I'm very excited to use Terapagos again. I know how to use it. It's a very solid mon, both offensively and defensively. It's really, really fun to use, so I'm definitely excited to use it. We also have Hisuian Samurai, which is a mon I have used in the past, not on a league you guys have seen. I did it in a Smog tour earlier this year, and I wasn't a fan of it then, but honestly, with what was left on the board, this was probably the best thing left. And that, coupled with the fact that one of the guys in my front office is obsessed with this thing and has been begging me to pick it for, I swear to you, like a year and a half. He has been very adamant on wanting me to use it. I've kind of avoided it, and now he gets his wish. So shout out to Colin for that little tidbit. Next up, we got Annihilate. I did use it in PPL earlier this year, in that PPL NX run that I had, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed my time there, and I remember enjoying Annihilate there as well. But honestly, Annihilate without Terra is not great, or not as great, rather. If you guys didn't, I didn't explain this before, but this league does not have high Terra format. It's a mid-tier Terra format. So things like Annihilate cannot Terra, Raging Bolt cannot Terra, Ursa Luna, stuff like that cannot Terra. In terms of tier list, the highest point value that stuff could Terra was like the 12-point tier, if I remember correctly. So really like mid-tier kind of Terra. So Annihilate wasn't eligible for it, but I still think it's pretty solid. It can win its games in its own right, and doesn't necessarily need a Terra just to do that. Next up, I got Thunderous Therian. It's a mon I've been wanting to use for a long time, and it's just never fit. This mon, I've seen it pop off in so many cases because having a 145 special attack is super hard to switch into. And even being 101 speed is actually quite nice because that means I will always outspeed base 100s because I can always run Choice Scarf or something if they want to. And it's honestly just such a hard hitter with decent move pull as well. Honestly, I'm just excited to use it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see what I do with it in this league. Comfey was our next pick. Originally, this was a different mon. I chose Terra Diancie in this pick, but needed to make a few changes to make the team better because the original team was not very good. So Terra Comfey ended up being the end point for it. Terra Comfey definitely is still solid. When Gen 9 first came out, Comfey was one of the most oppressive and aggressive Terramons in the format, just because nobody knew how to deal with it. But once people figured out that it's kind of easy to deal with to an extent, it wasn't nearly as difficult for teams, to play around with. But regardless, Comfey is still solid enough. It's not going to be like an end-all, be-all Terra Captain, but it is still pretty solid with Triage, Draining Kisses, and Calm Minds and stuff. Is definitely very solid, has good utility as well that we'll get into a little bit later in future matchups potentially. Heatran, another mon I've been wanting to use for a long time. I don't think I've ever used this in my draft tenure, and I've been playing since Gen 7. I think this is just a mon that I've avoided. Not intentionally, I just think it's kind of worked out that way. Regardless, this mon is very solid. It definitely got a little worse with like losing Toxic and stuff, and it lost Eruption, which I have learned out in prep, which is, you know, so much fun. But regardless, this mon is going to be a decent stealth rocker for us, if I ever click stealth rocks with it, because as you guys know, I don't click hazards very often. But regardless, this mon is very, very solid as either a bulky, you know, rock setter or like a scarf option. No more scarf eruptions, but, you know, scarf fire blast and stuff like that potentially. Ogerpon, Teal Mask in the next pick. Ogerpon honestly fit a speed tier really well. It helped me patch up my ground weakness as well, which you'll see obviously with the rest of these mons. Getting spikes, knockoff, U-turn, stuff like that gets a lot of decent utility. Leech Seed, Synthesis, all that fun stuff. Salazzle, the next mon here, which is what ends up my speed gap, or my speed cap rather. Salazzle, an interesting mon. I've used it a couple times in the past, I think. I don't remember if I liked it or not because it was so fucking long ago. But Salazzle's a cool mon nonetheless. And even though it really only has a couple sets, whether it be like the sub-toxic protect set or some sort of nasty plot set with like air balloon and stuff, it definitely has its utility, and I'm definitely excited to use it. Whether or not it does a great job in this team is going to be a sight to see, but I think it's going to be very, very interesting nonetheless. Terra Mudsdale, I love Mudsdale so much. I used it in, I think it was actually PPL Bolt Flare last year. And I loved that team, and I loved using this mon. I didn't use it as a Terra Captain then, but Terra Mudsdale is so fucking fat because part of the issue with Mudsdale is because it's a slow mon that is weak to basically some of the more offensive types in the game. Water, ice, grass. And you give it a Terra Captaincy, and now that weakness is gone, essentially. You can make it a very, very bulky fairy or a bulky steel or any of those kind of things, and it's very, very good. It still has the stamina, you know, boost and stuff like that. It's very, very solid, and I'm definitely excited to use Mudsdale in this league. And Quaxwell was our last pick. I needed a secondary spinner outside of Terrapagos because I don't want Terrapagos to be forced to Rapid Spin every week. It's probably going to carry Rapid Spin most weeks anyways, but if I can make it to where I don't have to click Rapid Spin on Terrapagos because of hazards being on the field, that makes my life a lot easier. I made it a Terra Captain because it literally didn't cost me anything to do so, because most mons in this format have a Terra tax. Quaxwell did not, so I figured it's decently bulky with Eviolite, gets Roost, Flip Turn, Rapid Spin. I think it gets like knockoff and stuff too. I'll make it a Terra Captain and we'll see what it does. It was only 1 point, so like I'm not expecting much out of it, but we'll see how it fares for me this season. But that is the team that we're gonna be rocking with this season. Let's go ahead and get right into our team builder for week 1 versus Twisted Games, coach of the Chicago Bolt Duns. Twisted, I played him once before. I played him in the IBL playoffs this last season, and I 6-0'd him with an Ogerpon. Now, I don't have an Ogerpon. Well, actually, I do have an Ogerpon, so maybe it happens again. But looking at the matchup, I don't think that's going to happen. So, hopefully, we are still able to pull out the win here. Twisted's a solid player. I've watched a decent bit of his videos, and he does perform pretty well in most of the leagues he plays in. And I'm definitely interested to see how he does here with the team that he has here, because it's honestly a pretty solid team. And that matchup, you see my team on the left and his team on the right. He's got Raging Bolt, Quaquaval, Scizor, Screamtail, Weavile, Terra, Porygon Z, Clodsire, Terra, Arboliva, Sableye, and Magmar. Now, Arboliva was actually one of the ones I wanted. It was one of the mons that I wanted. I got sniped a lot in this draft. A few times by Twisted, a few times by Ape Raider, and a few times by some other guys in the league as well. I got sniped like almost every fucking round, and it became a running joke that it was going to turn me into alcoholism, which was, you know, it was a great meme. But regardless, I got sniped a lot in this draft. He has Weavile, which, as you guys saw in my KCDL run that I just had, which is nearing its end here soon, just because obviously with us being in playoffs, it's only going to have a couple more videos left. Weavile was amazing for us there, so it's definitely something that I have to keep an eye on in this game. PZ is a huge issue. Quaquaval is a massive issue. Quaquaval, if it gets set up, I kind of just lose. If I have certain things to deal with it, but if that doesn't go well, I'm kind of fucked. And there's nothing I can do about it. PZ, I'm expecting a Terra Ground here, because I think that's just the best type into my team. Because realistically, my best switch into PZ is the Heatran. or honestly Annihilate can decently well if it's not carrying Shadow Ball. But even if it is carrying Shadow Ball, as long as it's not like Specs or anything like that, I actually take 2 of them, which is really nice. PZ is an impressive mon. It hits so hard with like adaptability, Terra Blast stuff. It's insane. It hits super hard, and I'm hoping that if it does come, I'm able to deal with it pretty well. Clodsire can be a problem. I do have some stuff that's able to deal with it. Honestly, the biggest threats on his team are the Quackle and the PZ. The rest of the stuff is stuff we can deal with. Raging Bolt can be a problem, depending on the set, but honestly, because of it not being a Terra Captain, I actually don't know how he plays it in this game. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how he plays. But regardless, let's go ahead into what we're bringing and why we're bringing it. First up, we're bringing Kagaya, the Terrapagos. We're rocking Terra Starstorm, Flamethrower, Roar, and Rapid Spin with the heavy duty boots, with 56 HP, 252 special attack, 200 speed, and a modest nature. With this speed investment, we're outspeeding most things. I believe this is for 0 speed Screamtail and below. Obviously, if he's got like a lot of speed in certain things, this also outspeeds, I believe, a max speed Raging Bolt / Scizor if those decide to show up. But regardless, this mon with Terra Starstorm and Flamethrower honestly hits most of this. It hits the entire team for neutral. Roar is just in case that is a sub Calm Mind Raging Bolt, and I can just, get rid of that thing pretty easily. Terrapagos is not meant to do a shitload of damage in this game. If I get some damage off with Terrapagos, it's definitely gonna be beneficial to us, but it's not my end-all be-all. Rapid Spin obviously in case of hazards, because he does have a couple of hazard setters that are gonna be kind of annoying for me to deal with, but hopefully we're able to keep hazards off our side of the field. Next up, we're bringing Tanjiro, the Hisuian Samurai, rocking Ceaseless Edge, Sacred Sword, Air Slash, and Sucker Punch with the Choppleberry, rocking 240 attack, 184 defense, 16 special attack, and 68 speed with a naughty nature. With the 16 special attack investment, we guaranteed Oko a max HP Quackle after a close combat special defense drop, which is why we have the Choppleberry to guaranteed take that after rocks with our defensive investment. The speed is just in case of like a bulky or like a speedy Raging Bolt, excuse me, just in case of that. But realistically, this mon honestly is here to hopefully kill the Quackle. Now, is that a sentence I ever thought I'd say, that a Hisuian Samurai is going to beat a Quackle? No. But realistically, this is the best thing on my team to deal with it. I just cannot let it get set up too much, if really at all, if I can help it. If it's Sword Stance, then close combat just kills me. If it's bulk up, I believe I do take 1 close combat, if it's not like Life Orb or anything. So hopefully for that. But regardless, this is the entire reason this mon is here, to get up a couple of spikes with Ceaseless Edge potentially, and to get rid of Quackle. Sacred Sword is honestly just for the Weavile pretty much, and for the Arbalava as well. Sucker Punch in case of Thunderclap, Raging Bolt, just so I can kind of pick off that mon a little bit and kind of create that mind game as well. Next up, we're bringing Akaza, our Annihilate, with 240 HP or 248 HP, 8 attack, 252 special defense with Careful Nature, rocking Rage Fist, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, and Taunt with that Mental Herb. Pretty straightforward on an Annihilate set. This is like the Annihilate set of all time. It's just Spadef, Bulk Up with Dual Stab and Filler Move. I have the Mental Herb just in case he has Encore on that Screamtail, which is what I'm expecting. I can get up a Bulk Up in front of it. It tries to Encore me on that ensuing turn, and I'm able to just kind of Rage Fist through it pretty easily. Obviously, now that I can't be Encored, I could also taunt it in that situation. If he decides to Encore me on that, I can always taunt it there, and we'll definitely see how that plays out. But regardless, Annihilate honestly hits very hard into a lot of this team. If I can get this thing set up, I kind of just win. Like I said before, it also takes hits from the PZ really well if it's not like Choice Specs or something. Like I said, I am expecting Hero Ground. So if that's the one that comes, then this mon also just does really, really well, because then he's got really no resist to my Dual Stab in that situation. And if I can get up enough Rage Fist boost, then I can just punch through things like the Clodsire and not have to worry about any sort of like unaware boost, or if he wants to run like Toxic or anything like that, I don't have to worry about that as well, because I can taunt it, which is quite nice. Pretty straightforward on the Annihilate set, nothing too crazy here. Next up, we're bringing Nezuko, Our Comfey, with Triage, of course, rocking max defense, max special attack with a little bit of special defense, modest nature, Draining Kiss, Terra Blast, Sword Power, and Calm Mind with the Terra Fire. Yes, I know there is a Quackball that can kind of just Aqua Jet this mod. We are rocking the Big Root as well. Just mainly for getting as much recovery out of this as possible, which is why I'm not running any HP investment, because I want to gain as much HP as possible and still have a good bit of bulk, is basically how I've formatted this. Terra Blast Fire obviously is for the Scizor, because otherwise I can't break through it at all. I kind of have to bring Terra Fire in order to beat the Scizor at all. Draining Kiss, honestly, just hits most of this team for super effective or neutral. And then Stored Power, depending on how many Calm Minds I'm able to get up, can really just rip through that Clodsire despite the unaware potential there. But regardless, this mon can potentially win in the endgame. That is the idea here. Hopefully, I'm able to do so and not have to worry too much about certain situations. Next up, we're bringing Rengoku, our Heatran, with the Flash Fire ability and the Shuca Berry. Rocking 248 HP, 8 special attack, 252 special defense with a Calm Nature, Stealth Rock, Magma Storm, Lava Plume, and Earth Power with that Shuca Berry, like I said. This mon also helps switch into PZ decently well. This is also kind of a Clodsire check, which I know is fucking weird, but the idea here is if I can get it burned with like a Lava Plume, that'd be great. And then I'm able to Magma Storm, chip it plus Shuca Berry and potentially kill it in 3 turns. If he doesn't have recovery, of course. But that also does force that damage as well. Honestly, this mod can whittle down the Clodsire really well. It's not necessarily meant to beat Clodsire, but it's meant to put it in a position where it's not able to recover afterwards. So if I can get, with this mod, if I can get that Clodsire down to like 25%, I will consider that a successful 1v1. Just because this is really able to do that decently well. Heatran, otherwise, I mean, obviously just getting rocks up because he doesn't really have any removal outside of the Scizor and the Quackball. Scizor, I don't expect to have Defog, and quite frankly, Quackball, I mean, it's probably gonna have Rapid Spin, but I think he's gonna want to more so go for a bulk up Aqua Step set, and not really worry about a Rapid Spin. But regardless, that is really the role of Heatran here, is to beat the Clodsire a little bit, and get up rocks. Also, obviously, it does help me beat the Arboliva, depending on the Terra type, and same with the PZ. Next up, we are bringing Inosuke, the Mudsdale with the leftovers, rocking stamina, of course, with the Terra Poison, 216 HP, 4 attack, 252 defense with 36 speed and an impish nature, Earthquake, Body Press, Heavy Slam, and Protect. Pretty straightforward of a Mudsdale set. I would actually prefer to Terra this over the Comfey, because this also does decently well for Quackball, if I'm able to do this before it gets too boosted up. If the Samurai doesn't work. The speed investment is so that way I can outpace a bulky Arboliva. I believe it's a 12-speed Arboliva that I'm outpacing. Earthquake, of course, for Raging Bolt. And the Clodsire, Body Press for most other things. Heavy Slam, 2-hit KOs, max HP, Screamtail. Terra Poison honestly nets me a lot. If there is T-Spikes potential with this team, like the Clodsire could bring it, having a T-Spike Soaker is really, really nice. And gives me a lot of momentum in this game. But regardless, Mudsdale honestly just eats a lot of hits. And I'm hoping that we're able to pull out the win here with maybe not necessarily this, but I'm hoping that we're able to use this mod to facilitate the rest of the team here. But that is going to do it for this team builder and like this kind of mini draft analysis as well. Let me know what you guys think of the team we drafted and the team that we're bringing this week down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the battle. Yo guys, what's going on? It's Russ here, bringing you guys a brand new video and a brand new draft league for the SPDA, hosted by my good buddy Kaz. Show him some love down in the comments down below, as well as the rest of the coaches. We're fighting against Twisted here. He did lead PZ. This is good for me. I get 3 rocks? I get 3 rocks. So this is Terra Poison. Do I not just get free rocks? Or could I also plume on a potential Quack? I could plume on Quackball coming in, and that would actually not be a bad idea. This is the Rose play of just never clicking hazards. Actually, let me make sure. Is my mic recording? Yeah, my mic's recording. I've been having so many technical issues. I kind of just want to click Lava Plume here, on a Quackable coming in and potentially get a burn. Also, that's not even a bad play for this. I'm just gonna click it. I'm clicking Lava Plume. Yeah, he's switching. I'll do about 25 to Glimmer. Claude? That's fine. Give me burn. Let's go! I did... How much did I... He has leftovers. I did about 20% or so. That looks right. That's great for me. Really, really good for me. I'm gonna go hard Mud, I think, on what I'm assuming is an Earthquake, and honestly get an Earthquake off on my own. Yeah, this is good for me. This is really good for me that I got that. I got this burned early. That's really good. Got a little bit of chip. I find out that he's really bulky, which I kind of figured. He seems to be specially bulky. Toxic is fine. This isn't the worst. Like, this isn't the worst for me. Toxic was fine for him. Kind of wish I didn't have Protect now. But I wish I kind of had rocks on this. But it's fine. I just get a free Earthquake. I killed this. And I'm doing a lot of damage to something. I'm just gonna click EQ. The Weavile is interesting to me. I didn't expect Wait, I just realized, am I Flash Fire? Fucking Flash Fire! No, I'm supposed to be... Okay, well, that's annoying. Mudsdale, I'm getting good chip up on something. Bullet Bill. What the... Fuck, Scizor. That's great damage. I did about 40%. That's really good damage. That tells me you're probably just max HP, max attack. If you're banded... this is not doing that much to me. I can kind of just Earthquake again. I can just Earthquake again, big dog. I did like 45. That looks like max HP. It could be 0. It's tough to tell, but I think it's max HP. Or at least it's a lot of HP. I'm getting a free Earthquake off again. This early game is actually going decently for me, I think. Knockoff is fine. Crit, that's annoying. So you're not banded. He's a Life Orb. This should die, actually. This actually might just die. Oh, he's getting... Okay. So I'm getting decent mileage out of... I'm trading my Mudsdale for the Scizor, which is not bad, because I have an out against the Quackable. This was kind of for Quackable. But I'm not mad at trading this. I'm just gonna EQ again. This is fine with me. Honestly, this is fine. I don't mind this trade. Let me write this down in case this is what happens. I also just realized I didn't map my buttons, so I'll just have to, you know, do it manually, which is whatever. Oh, I get an EQ off on something else. Okay. Digi, that's this thing. Getting great. I'll take that. That's great damage for me. I live. Beautiful. Okay, so... What's my consequence? Hold. Shadow Ball. This is risky. Kind of risky. Actually, no, Heatran's always my play. No, Heatran's always my play. I can save this as a sack for later. Just not into Quackable. I had to make sure I don't do that. Rengoku. Raw Terra Blast is not going to do much. 312. Okay. Did 29% Terra Blast. Adaptability. did 19%. That just looks like modest. Possibly scarfed. I'm gonna get my rocks up now, though. Good for me. No, this is good for me, I think. Glamour is fine. Clodsire. If you're the Clodsire I think you are, then 25% off of Earth Power is not bad, Chip. And you being burned means I can kind of sit in front of you, actually. I can actually afford to Magma here into... Yeah. I'm gonna Magma Storm here. That's doing nothing. This is good for me. I'm gonna get rid of Clodsire here. Pop my Shuka Berry, that's fine. 20-ish%. Fucking less than that. Beautiful. Earth Power plus Magma Storm. Actually, ooh, he might be just be in range of or he's gonna be in range no matter what. I no longer have a Shuka. I'm at 227. 59 with no Shuka. I do take. Yeah. I got free rocks out of this. That's not a bad interaction for me at all. And I get a kill. Beautiful. Heatran kills. Claude with Earth Power. That does give him free, what's it called? Quackleval. If he wants to take it, which he should. SoundCloud, that's probably the Quackball, yeah. No, it's this. That's interesting. What are you about to do? Why would you ever... Oh, you see all my moves. Okay. Do I not just, like... I can kind of just Magma... Right? What's this? Screamtail? If you are max HP, you're also not Boots, which is good for note. I'm doing about 30% with Magma. Fucking huh? Oh, he didn't even kill. He didn't even kill. Okay, and he got a crit. That's crazy. That's good chip. That is good chip. Okay. 75... 19. I do take most hits. Obviously, if he fucking Focus Blasts and lands again, I won't. I have to Magma Storm again to kill this thing. Bro, he just landed 2 Focus Blasts. That's actually insane. Scream kills. What's this called? With double crit, that's insane. With Focus Blast. Okay, what's my play now? Is it not... Can I go this? And just Rage Fist? Is that... I don't think that's a... I think that's a fine play. I won't be in range of... Shadow Ball. That's not a bad play. I also don't hate this as a play, but I want to keep this healthy for the Quackle Ball. Yeah, I'm going to go into this here, and I'm just going to click Rage Fist. I'm trying to think... I could just freely bulk up, because he can't Encore me. If I freely knock off... Yeah, no, I freely bulk up, actually. This is free bulk up. That's fine. I am now +1. I need to essentially... Well, he's +1 now, which is a little annoying. The Psychic Noise actually does a lot now. I no longer take the Shadow Ball. Actually, I might take the Shadow Ball from PZ. I need to essentially... fucking Rage Fist. If he... I'd rather him... Yeah, he's gonna try and do that. Yep. Good for me. Good for me. Good with me. 42 to 51. This shouldn't kill. Ooh, I got a crit of my own? Good. You know what? He got 2 crits. I can get 1. Annihilate kills Scream Tail with Rage Fist. Great for me. This is going really well. This is going a lot better than I anticipated. Yeah, this is really, really, really good. Me being a +1 with the Porygon Z being as low as it is. Poison. Where's Terra Poison? After Rocks, he actually is in range of Drain Punch, I think. That sequence went really well for me. If he goes Quackaball, I taunt. If he goes Quackaball, I taunt. Yeah, this is this. That looks like it's in range. Yeah, that's range. That is range. That is Drain Punch range. Like, that's easily range. Shadow Ball. That's fine. You what? Choice Scarfed, right? Do I just win? Kills PZ with Drain Punch. I'm assuming he thought it was gonna lock me into Rage Fist, which is why he did that. That's my assumption anyway. So now I'm +1. I'm also fast as shit now because I'm Choice Scarfed. I think Annihilate just wins the game now. Affleck. Is this a 2-hit KO? If he's not bulky, this is a 2-hit KO. This is... Yeah. I'm cool with that. That's great damage. Yeah, this is great damage for me. Annihilate kills Quackaball with Drain Punch. Wow, that went a lot better. Is that just game? Because Scizor should die to Rocks. Zacmander's... That's a crazy-ass nickname. If you guys watch my KCDL videos, you know why that's a crazy-ass nickname. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. The first one's a crit. Bro, what is it with this motherfucker and critting? Can we just not? Also, if I was locked into Rage Fist, dude, he'd be fucked. Oh my god. Annihilate kills Weave with Drain Punch. And then Scizor should die to Rocks. Unless... Actually, yeah. Scizor dies to Rocks from Heatran. So, Heatran's gonna get 2 kills. And Annihilate is gonna get the rest of them. So, GG's to Twisted, man. I was very scared in going into this game. I think he assumed that I was gonna lock into Rage Fist if he tricked me. Clearly, that's not the case. Because it's whatever move I click when I become, like, the Scarf. So, that worked out great in my favor. That worked out really good in my favor. And Annihilate just took it home, dude. Fucking peak, man. GG's to Twisted. He played a solid game. I think if he just hit me, he might have won. Maybe. It's tough. I don't know. But regardless, GG's to Twisted, man. I will see you guys in week 2. Peace out.